And we're here at this Easter Monday at Paganello Eurodisc Arena 2025, ready to introduce you the two teams that are facing each other in this open final. It's BBK, what's their name, Amelia?
BeachBound Knights.
And Cota Bronx in white. So we're with me, Giovanni Santucci, Amelia Durbin. Amelia, how was this morning for you?
This morning has been absolutely electric. We've had some absolutely fantastic finals across a variety of divisions. We've had U15s, we've had a bronze medal match, we've just had the women's final, we had the loose mix final. Both scores weren't as close as we'd like to see, but a good game all the same. And now we're here in the open final. Crowds are starting to fill up. The big event, of course, is the mixed final coming later. But let's pay attention now and introduce the teams that are going to be putting on a show for us here in the Eurodisc Arena.
Say hi, home.
Hi. Do a little love heart.
Number 6, Giorgio Joe Pavia. Number 8, Yuval Laibovici.
Do you want to walk us through some of these superstar players? You obviously know them better than I.
We're seeing Beach by Night getting called. Bavia, big part of the success of this team, one of the strongest players here in Rimini from the youth team. Then we have Yuval, Israeli, here with the other two co-nationals, Tal, and if I remember correctly, Yik, or some sort of quick name, Tal Osli. We have also Kais Mate from France, and of course Tadia Olivieri, and also Mancinelli from Bologna. So it's a mix of Rimini, Bologna, and Europe.
And am I right in saying this is kind of the older ones versus the younger ones, but still all very young?
Yeah,
like a U20s and the U17s vibe?
Kind of more like a under 26, under 28 against under 24 or 23. So really a matter of a couple of years difference, but it's enough to create tension in between these two teams. And now
absolutely.
Cota Bronx getting called. All Rimini-based player beside Valentini, that is actually from Fano, but he plays with Costa Rica also in the grass championship. And Santarini, as I call him, Cervo, Ste, or as we said, Azzurro, Giovanni Giova De Luca as the last after Billy. And now these two teams are setting the tone for the last couple of finals of this year, Paganello. Here we are. Cota Bronx starting on the right side of the pitch, and BBK starting from the left. The sun is high. I think nobody could predict such a hot and warm weather today.
It's been absolutely beautiful. We've kind of been through the motions this week. We had a couple of bits of rain yesterday. Nothing, like honestly no more than 2 or 3 raindrops. The previous day, the first day, Saturday, was a bit cold, a bit windy. In the evening specifically, the temperature really dropped. But the Frisbee gods are looking down on us today, and it is an absolute blinder. People sitting with their hats on, staying sun safe. Stay hydrated, everyone. Hydrate or dihydrate.
Now the teams are going to have a bit of warm-up, and we're going to take a little break before going back to the action.
We live in a world where everything can be referenced online. Imagine if the greatest moments in our sport were never filmed. Eurodisc continues to do what it takes to make free-to-watch live streams a reality. Let's leave nothing to the imagination. We'll consume the action live, and we'll support those that help to make it happen. If it wasn't streamed, it didn't happen. Eurodisc.
What a grab! Oh my! Somehow they do it!
Brothers. My brothers all three up there.
Yeah.
They're all in college now. If I go on that side,
Yeah?
here, I'm gonna come and celebrate to the camera for score.
Yeah, look, all of my friends going crazy. I gotta brag on myself.
And we're back here live from Paganello Eurodisc Arena, BBK BeachBound night against Cota Bronx here. Amelia, what was your prediction for this game yesterday night? What did you tell me?
Ooh, I can't remember. I think I'm going to take a new prediction right now off the top of my head. I do think the Bronx are going to take the win. I think we've seen them twice now be able to really dominate. We have had the BBK and the Bronx compete on the stream on Saturday, and it ended up being a very, very close game. I think it's going to be feisty. I think the crowd are really going to get behind it. I think we're going to hear some heckling, some enjoyment, maybe some boos. This is a grudge match at the end of the day. It's old versus young, but not even anywhere near old. Young versus younger. It's a local team.
Yeah, I don't remember either what I told you, but I don't know why, but I will go with BeachBound night, even though I think I told you Cota Bronx yesterday night. Right now, it's a hard choice, just because I have some teammates in BeachBound nights.
Okay. Well, let us know in the chat, who do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to take the gold medal here at Paganello 2025? It will not be that pull. That pull goes out of bounds, which means that BBK, for their first offensive possession in this final, get to walk it to the front for a brick.
Couple 10 steps to get the brick, and now Mancinelli swinging it back to the center for Oliviero, maybe.
Picks being called downfield, not sure where or how, but alas, uncontested or accepted, and the disc is going to go back. Don't think we've had a stall count higher than 1.5 yet, so BBK are moving the disc very, very quickly.
Yes, I think it's their typical trait as an offense, this small disc. And we have a foul call, yes, on Giuliani. Let's see if we can see better from this replay. And let this floating, and look like there could have been some contact in the air, but nothing is pretty decisive from this angle. And it's uncontested. Great retracted call, good spirit. It's checked in on the line instead of on the ground after the foul, but Mancinelli with a great catch, center of the pitch, got it by Para, and then swinging it to the right, and we got the first score for BBK.
Nice bit of offense there, foul accepted. BBK with the first score of this final. Nothing too exciting just yet, teams just figuring each other out. We get to see a go now at the Bronx O-line. As we mentioned in the entry to this game, the weather has been absolutely fantastic, and it is lovely here now. It's sunny, it's still, and I think this is going to mean that we are going to see some absolutely banging ultimate.
Mancinelli, great thrower, and apparently also a great catcher. Look at this, full extension, right arm going on with the disc, and then flickering into the end zone. Mancinelli is a great thrower. I know it because I play in line with him. And now, Cats looking for the disc up to Valentini, always free under. Is a threat deep, so he's gonna be always pushed under. And now, big hug for Julian, for Cats that couldn't get the D. And now, Kais Mate with the disc for Yuval. Yuval again, Kais Mate on the left side of the pitch. Tal, Osri getting free in the break side. Really close to the sideline. Now Bavia trying to get this disc. Centering it, Tal. Now Kais Mate again to Bavia. Quick swing it. And then a low release backhand. But both players went out of bounds and jumped too early. This was a missed chance for BBK.
You see the second attempt grab though, tries to almost jump back in bounds and catch the disc and ends up almost salmoning over the top.
Not easy, not easy.
Not easy at all.
Let's see what Bronx can do now if they can get in this scoreboard. Kais Mate taking away the round. And now the inside break over the shoulder. Huge layout attempted. Defense. And now Cervo with the disc in his hand. Centering it for Para. Para looking deep, faking it. Saying no, come back Vale. And Vale is right there. Putting the disc in the air. Perfectly put at the bottom of the end zone. And Cota Bronx get the O. Not a clean O, but get the job done.
They get the job done. That's kind of a similar replay of what just happened for the BBK side on their offensive campaign. Both teams having a turnover but managing to maintain possession after a mistake from the other.
Other team? From the other team you were saying?
Sorry, I completely lost my train of thought. It looked like...
Yeah, my bad.
That's okay. Chopper is looking at the roster for me. We'll talk about something else because I've completely forgotten, I'm going to be honest. Let's talk about the crowd. Crowd is here, looking great. You'll notice when our camera pans around that we have got people across all corners of the Paganello Euro Disc Arena. Players absolutely crammed in. Could not be more squeezed if they could be. We've got people sat in front of us. We've got people sat to the left, sat to the right.
Yeah, the atmosphere is crazy here. I think there is a bit of a tension actually now. Everybody is waiting for the big play, and they're just in a religious silence. Olivieri with the disc for Mancinelli on the left side of the pitch. Cota Bronx is pushing back with a flat mark on the disc, not really forcing aside, maybe force middle defense. Now Mancinelli looking deep. Itai for Mancinelli looking for the reset, couldn't get it. Olivieri swinging it back, but it's pushed down by the wind. And we got the first mistake for the BBK offense, if they have lines. Giuliani with the disc, swinging it. No, sorry, it was, yeah, Giuliani with the disc. And that's a mistake. Maybe the disc slipped from the hands. You can tell this is the third day of a big tournament. Players are on their knees already. They have to break the, we call it break the breath. In Italian, rompere il respiro. So you have to really push it hard the first minute to get that heart rate going. And now BBK with the disc in their hand. Rossi looking ahead with the disc. Olivieri looking again to Rossi. Not receiving. Mancinelli wanted the break. Oh, and it's a nice,
that is
nice
filthy. What a throw. Just pops it over the top with the high release flick. That is nice. And again, another similar story to the last 2 points. BBK starting on offense, getting a turnover, unfortunately, due to a miscomm. Bronx just not able to capitalize on their opportunity, and BBK get the hold. It's 2-1. It's still feeling a little bit anticipatory. Both teams still waiting for the moment where they're going to put their foot on the gas and step away. However, I wouldn't be surprised to see this game go all the way, all the way to a trading.
Yeah, I also think that both teams are very tired. So I think that all the focus is onto the offense side. So if you don't miss a point, then maybe you'll be able to end up on top and having the first match point of the game.
Well, it would be exciting for this to go to Universe, a final of Paganello with such a huge crowd.
Look at
I know that
Look at
everyone
the
would
crowd.
like it. Now that is a... Oh, I was going to say it's a great pull. It's not. Fades into the crowd behind us. Some applause from the crowds, just celebrating a little toss over the heads. So we see Bronx walking it up to the brick mark, Kais Mateus on the force. Bronx then throwing it to the sideline. Our drone was well in tight then.
So Bronx right in front of the end zone already, with Cats looking to get this to Para. Quick give and go, and now the lefty flick for Valentini.
Even with the stumble, manages to take it in.
It was going for a bit more shallow pass into the end zone, but instead Cats opted for a nice round flick that got him an assist more.
2-2, all tied up. Both Italian sides putting on a good show. Still trying to figure one another out. The sideline not quite bought in. Maybe they're all tired out from an absolutely fiery U15's final earlier today, which ended up being very exciting. So we hear music blaring out from the sideline. Just 10 minutes gone. We're all having fun here, and if you're having fun, feel free to press that like button. Get in the chat, have a conversation with us. What's happening? Where are you at? Where are you watching from? Who do you want to take this win? And if you're feeling generous, you could press the subscribe button or become a member of our Patreon, because without your support, bringing Frisbee to the map like we are today would not be possible. We need all the support to keep Ultimate free and free for as long as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. The community is all that we need to give you the best of the highlight and the games. Now, BeachBound Night getting a gainer rapidly onto this point. Itai with the disc to Rossi, Rossi with this classic flick, inside flick, but it was a bit behind the cutter and it was recovered by Giuliani. And now again, another mistake by Cota Bronx that doesn't seem to be focused enough once they get the disc in defense and be able to get the break back that they got at the first point.
There's definitely a pattern emerging of a turnover happening, a break opportunity being absolutely lost, and then the team clean holding. So let's see if BBK can maintain that theme of the game we've got so far. There's that high release flick again. Is it too far? Can they keep it in? It just taps off the hand. That is out of bounds.
Rossi almost got that disc, but couldn't. He's touching his hamstring now. The tiredness is keeping up with this type of play. And look, the stretch, it really forced that leg to push him up, but couldn't get a hold of the disc. And now we have Billy walking towards the line, Balducci. And then a quick hack by Giuliani.
What a block!
For Para, but Para couldn't get up, and it's a huge layout by Rossi. And now we have the disc again in the end of Bulgarelli that flicks it, and it's a score for Rossi. Amazing. We got a game going.
We got a really good game
We got
going.
a game going. It's incredible.
Both teams not able to capitalize on the break opportunities that are being given to them. We have not had a single clean hold yet.
Let's look at this layup D by Rossi. Oh my goodness, catch by Rossi. Oh my goodness. No, it was a D. And then again, sorry, it wasn't Olivieri with the assist. It wasn't Bulgarelli with the assist. It was number 21, Itai Cecic. Sorry, Itai. Nice. around, back and flat. Rossi was all alone.
Really nice. Both teams playing super classy. Frisbee out here on the sand. Lots of exciting plays, but mainly just really good throws as we see a big pull being put up by BBK. Can it stay in bounds? Yes, it can. Almost lands exactly where the brick mark is. Couldn't ask for better than that.
Gianluca Santarini with the disc. And now Valentini against to Santarini. Santarini to Fabri. Fabri going deep for Valentini. And it's a gem of a throw straight into the end zone. Osler couldn't do anything about that. Oh my goodness.
That is our first clean hold of this open final. 3-3, all going to plan. Both teams just trading at the moment.
Yeah, BBK got the first point. I think it was a break. They broke Cota Bronx at the first point, so now they got a hold of this game. But Cota Bronx is stalking them until they're gonna make a mistake, and Cota Bronx will be able to convert because they had the chance, but both times they just threw it away. Not even a defense.
Yeah, exactly. Not really there yet with the defensive pressure. But mainly, I think when you want to be getting a break, you need to be able to take a breath and go from being a relentless defender to a very calm offensive player in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, you have to be conservative. Once the defense has the disc, really, all the lines should think as one and be able to not be the main character of the point and just bring the disc up. Now Mancinelli, after Bulgarelli gave him the disc, looking deep, nobody, swinging it on the right to Rossi, Rossi to Itai, Cecic with the disc to Mancinelli again, all free, covered by Bellofiore now, Mancinelli, sending it up, and it's
there it is. It's like these teams are copying each other. We had one clean hold after 3 non-clean holds. Now we've got a second clean hold. These teams are really playing up to each other. If you can do that, I can do it better.
Bang! What a throw. There was a high release flick. I mean, maybe it was millimeters away from being touched by in-lane defender, but it wasn't. So that's an assist and that's a goal for Cecic. Now Cota Bronx seems a bit frustrated now, but they're fearful. The pride is fueling them into keeping this game close. But BBK seems to be focused and calm.
Here's some techno music being pumped out over the stands.
Huge pull, and it's out into the crowd. And Santarini giving the disc to Fabri. Fabri walking up the line. Got it by number 99, Marius Mandino, friend of Kais Mate. That's who brought him into this mixed Italian open team. And now Giuliani swinging it back to Valentini, always got it and pushed behind. So basically, most of the time free for the reset. And now Santarini, serve with the disc, looking up on the line for Giuliani. Giuliani wanted an assist for Valentini. What a tiptoe work. Mondino was almost there. Giuliani spread his pivot and managed to get the round flick, the round back and enough curve for Valentini to catch it. And it's 4-4.
It is 4-4. This game is really showing us some very nice beach ultimate. Both teams clearly experienced at playing on the beach. They know what they're doing. They know what to look for. They know how to throw it.
Nice.
You can make a highlight reel from this game alone.
Yeah, so far we already had like at least 5 top throw, couple of layouts. I mean, beside the first points, offense has been pretty, maybe not clean offense as a point conversion, but clean offense as movements. They're very well put into the pitch. Players are really waiting for their turn to cut, and we didn't see a lot of high stall counts. Itai with the disc for Rossi. Rossi for Olivieri. Olivieri looking deep, wanting Bulgarelli for the swing. Almost caught by Fabri. Mancinelli. Mancinelli, they're calling him the dump, but goes for Bulgarelli. Bulgarelli centers the disc to Rossi. Rossi, nice inside flick, and it's an easy score for BBK.
These teams really finding their finesse now. That's 2 really nice offensive points, followed by 2 previous really nice offensive points. That's 4 in total. Score is 5-4. BBK trading up. Just coming up to 20 minutes on the clock. I think a few of us predicted this to go to Universe, and I think it's looking that way at the moment.
Yeah, look. Cota Bronx is opting for this marker on the back of the captors, but they're not putting any pressure on the disc, so the flow gets constantly regenerated even if they don't give the disc at the first free player. And I mean, it's either one of those. Either you put pressure on the cutter or you put pressure on the throwers, but something has to change for Cota Bronx if they want to put the spy in the mind of BBK. And now Fabri again for the Valentini. Valentini looking deep. Deep for Vici. Vici for Giuliani on the right side. Yuval getting away with the inside. Oh, and Santarini saw the line but didn't execute well enough. It was a tough throw, Amelia.
It was a tough throw. Maybe we're back into the chapter where there are turnovers and not clean holds. But what we're really looking for, we haven't had it yet, is the first break of the game. I think whichever team gets that is really going to change the tone. First break can sometimes be the most devastating.
Didn't we get a break on the first point?
Did we?
From BBK?
Well.
Or was our offense? Can't recall. Anyway, we got a close game. That's what matters. Yuval centering the disc for Mondino. Mondino for Bavia. Bavia for Roger. Roger again. Again Yuval coming under. Waiting. Kais Mathieu. Bavia. Yuval. Oh! The idea was good. The execution, not so good.
Bronx then walking the disc in. Big, hard, no around force, but takes the around immediately.
Fabri to Santarini, Santarini to Valentini. Looking deep, stepping up to Santarini, to Fabri, sorry. Vici, Santarini, Valentini. Again, Santarini. Giuliani looking for the break. Oh my goodness, Santarini almost lost this disc. Valentini dishing it up. Fabri again watching Santarini for the reset. Oh, that's a big hit on the back, blindsided. Giuliani, obviously it's a foul. Let's see if we can get an insight on this contact. Yeah.
Oh yeah, bit of a shove, bit of a bump, goes down heavy.
Yeah, I don't think there needs to be a discussion on this. It was accidental.
It was incidental,
but still
yeah.
It was a contact, and I think Martin Giuliani should keep the disc, or for surely Cota Bronx should have the disc back.
Definitely, and you can see how tired the players out there are after 3 days of ultimate. Hands are on the knees, chests are absolutely heaving. I don't
No,
have
this is a
FOMO.
better angle to see the bump. Yeah. I mean,
I think at the end of a long tournament when you've been playing on the beach, like mistakes like that happen when you just don't have the same control over your body as you did on the Friday when we got started.
yeah, good job by Osri by leaving this call. And now we got Fabri to Santorini. Santorini lefty to Fabri again. Santorini, Fabri,
Ooh,
and Giuliani
what a pickup!
with the amazing grab. Oh my goodness.
Legs went one way, arm went the other, disc went in an entirely different direction and still somehow manages to snag it out the sky.
Yeah, Giuliani's a big stud, big leg, long arms. I mean, I'm used to see this kind of catches by him. And we're happy he's back after a long injury that kept him out of the fields last year. Broke his heel
His heel?
at Elite Invite.
Ooh, that sounds painful.
Cracking your heels, your calcaneus.
Well, great to see him back out there and putting on a show for us here at this final. You can see the BBK players on the line. They've got their hands over their knees. They're knackered. So you see the stadium looking absolutely amazing. Love the
Look
drone
at-
shots looking
yeah.
down at the Bronx.
Wow. Smooth.
And there's the huck. The pull.
You're right into the game, so subscribe. Click that follow button to be right into the pitch with us. And now BBK back into offense. Rossi swinging it to Olivieri. Olivieri looking for Bulgarelli, now swinging it deep. And it's a banger throw, but Bellofiore managed to get the disc and now stumbling down. Billy getting the disc. Now Paradisi, Bellofiore. Bellofiore looking ahead, Stockhound rising. Zavattini, or as they call it here, Zava. And now Paradisi again getting free in the inside break. BBK looks a bit on their heels now. Paradisi getting the dump. Mancinelli covering Billy, and now there's a good timeout call. Wow. I think we're close to the witching hour.
The witching hour's
But
well and truly upon us.
We're going to let you decide that. And we're going to be back after both teams takes a quick break and we take a quick sip of ice cold tea. See ya.
Oh my goodness. That is unbelievable. And traded the net and made for it.
That was absolutely incredible.
We live in a world where everything can be referenced online. Imagine if the greatest moments in our sport were never filmed. Eurodisc continues to do what it takes to make free-to-watch live streams a reality. Let's leave nothing to the imagination. We'll consume the action live. And we'll support those that help to make it happen. If it wasn't streamed, it didn't happen. Eurodisc.
What a grab! Oh my! Somehow they do it!
Back live here, the yin and the yang. A black circle, a white circle, two opposite of the same. Two Rimini young team getting a battle, a fierce battle here in the open final game here at Paganello 2025 in the Eurodisc Arena. It's your dearest Chapo Santucci with the astonishing Amelia Durbin.
Making me blush, Chopper. Thank you so much.
So, we got a game.
We got a game. Timeout being taken. You were happy with the timeout call?
Yeah, absolutely.
Bronx
I
with
mean-
the disc to get a break.
BBK got a break too.
They did.
They were pretty much on their heel. I saw some faces that weren't really looking fresh right before they called the timeout, but who knows? Better to be fresh in offense, I think. So, great call by Billy, looking to keep the disc alive and getting this break. Balducci waiting for Mancinelli to check it in. Olivieri setting it up a bit better. And now Paradisi clearing it up, applying, coming back in, Rossi. Paradisi looking for the inside, couldn't get it. Bellofiore, bubbling that catch a couple of times, and now a nice inside break. And Paradisi is facing the crowd, getting all the energy he needs from his friends from Zam Zam. We got a break. Oh my goodness, Bronx 6, BBK 5. But let me tell you, there will be more coming. I don't know from which team, but there will be more.
I think it's half time.
Yeah, I think so. We got the jingle earlier. Let's see if teams switch sides. They don't look like they're going to do it. So probably we lost a point. Probably we lost a jingle. Maybe it was the 5-minute jingle to halftime or a sort
Or
of.
did Bronx start on offense and even though they've just scored, they're still starting on defense?
They should. Then they should not have the disc.
No? But they do.
So
They know what they're doing probably more than
Yeah.
we do. Everyone seems happy with it.
Yeah, it's 29 minutes of game. On a 50 minutes game, maybe we had a bit of delay for the presentation. We'll see. And a huge Bellofiore pull back inside. Nice pull, Mancinelli right there, stopping it and gave it to Itai. Itai, Rossi looking deep. Itai again, free in the open lane. Bulgarelli asking for the inside, but Itai waving it off. And now Mancinelli, miscommunication between Mancinelli. Is already thinking at the defense. And now a quick throw and a quick mistake by Bellofiore that saw Giuliani going deep, wanted to take advantage of the miscommunication between Itai and Matteo.
BBK going to be happy with that mistake, I think.
Relieved.
It is a nice feeling when you've given up your offensive possession, you give the disc to the other team, and then they turn over. It's a real, oh my God, oh thank God.
Yeah, it's. I always keep a heartbeat when the defense turn it over again after a mistake of mine. Now Bulgarelli with the disc, looking up Olivieri, waving it off to Itai on the side, rightfully so, in my opinion. Now Olivieri wants the inside pass in the center. Is really directing his teammate to go inside the pitch, but Giuliani is getting Mancinelli poaching, so is occupying the center lane. But now it's an isolation for Olivieri that lays. Oh my goodness!
God!
Oh my goodness! What a catch! What a throw! And Rossi now looking to get that disc in the end zone. Bang! Bang! Bang!
That was, oh my God, amazing, incredible, can't say enough. Wow. I think that's one of the greatest catches I've ever seen.
That wasn't a layout, that was a leap. It leaped into the space, into the future. I thought that this could have been cut only with that type of play. Look at this replay. Mancinelli putting it deep, super deep, and Olivieri floating in the air, almost touching the ground and pushing himself that centimeter over to grab that disc. Oh my goodness, guys, what we just witnessed. BBK putting in the work
That is
to stay
absolutely
alive.
class. There's no other way to describe that than class. What a absolute grab. I hope there's a photographer by that far sideline because I think that's probably going to be one of the best photos they've ever taken.
Let me tell you, top 3 sports picture of 2025, if that shot is coming.
Yeah, get that
right.
on ESPN.
Yeah, is the shot is right, is the top 3 sport picture of 2025. And now, Fabri with the disc, looking to pass it to Giuliani. Now Fabri again, a stifling inside flick. Oh my goodness, same inch, same square foot of pitch. Valentini almost imitating Olivieri. Now Cais Mattei with the disc, always with his poise and his style, calming the offense. Bavia to Osri. Oh,
There's the bump.
There's been a bump.
Is
but
Now, this is probably where it begins. We were chatting prior to this game saying there is a chance that this game can get a bit spicy and the crowd will get spicy too. And we've just seen our first really talked about spirit incident, and we had a little boo from the crowd. This could be the turning point.
Let's see this. I think personally from this angle that the bump was after the missed catch. Yeah, bravo Bavia, bello spirito, giusto. And now Yuval on the mark. Oof, almost touching that. Ondino. Again, Santorini, sorry, Fabri now. Giuliani all alone. Talosri let him play. And now a nice flat flick right into the same lane. And Valentini, easy pancake catch. What a game, guys.
The height that these players are getting on their layouts is incredible.
Yeah.
The amount of strength to push off the bottom of their feet to get that high over and over and over again is inspiring.
The amount of strength and the fitness that you have.
Yeah.
Because you can't be a bulky bull running through. I mean, the only person bulky and strong that I can see is playing strongly enough is Stefan Rapazza on the beach. So we have an half time going. And Emilia, I'll see you soon. We'll catch a break and see you in a second. And we're back here at this Paganello Arena. And now we're gonna see if we can get another look at this incredible, breathtaking layout by Olivieri. My goodness. That's a Peter Parker style catch. That's a Spider-Man leap. Look at this, the coordination, the focus. Oh my goodness. My jaw, every time I see this, my jaw is contracting and munching on that catch.
To make a catch like that, you have to be so determined that you are going to get that disc and it is not going to touch the ground, and that is what Olivieri did.
Yeah,
and
visualization.
What a highlight.
Visualization.
What a highlight. I'm voting for that for catch of the year.
Yeah, so far. So now Santorini, disc in his hand. Tidia.
Ooh, little no look.
With the marking. Now Yuval stopping the upline pass. Fabri to Vici. Vici to Paradisi with the layout catch to save the whole line. And now Valentini is looking for the reset. To Fabri. Fabri slinging his scuba, lefty scuba diagonally into the end zone. And Cota Bronx seems to have found their style.
I was thinking it just a couple of minutes ago, it's been very flat. I'm surprised we haven't seen teams adapt more to playing a little bit more indoors, seeing some of those, well-known 7 cuts in the end zone, and that's our first snip at it, a scuba for the Bronx, taking us to 8-6. Bronx up. BBK gonna need to respond now, not got too long left on the clock.
So BeachBound Night needs to use their calmness because they look calm and focused, but maybe I'm mistaken and they're just slowly giving up. I don't think so. I'm a believer.
We've seen them come back from a deficit before on the stream, so we know that they can do it. They're young, they're gunning for it, they're putting on a show for the crowd.
Huge pull by Giuliani, and it's Straight out of bound.
Oh, that's
Almost
gone
caught
straight
it.
on
No,
someone's
caught
head.
it. And Mancinelli again. Disc. Walking to the brick point. Mancinelli looking deep, slinging it, and it's a nice, perfect catch to Itai Cecic. And here we are at the Paganello 2025, a quick score for BBK, 8-7 Bronx. Let's see if BBK can get this break.
Brothers. My brothers all three up there.
Yeah.
They're all in college. You know, if I go on that side,
Yeah?
right here, I'm gonna come and celebrate to the camera for a score.
And we're back, ready to play. Kais Mate with the disc, ready to pull.
5 minutes left.
Are they pulling up the zone? I saw some signaling. Are they pulling up the zone? And the pull is inbound, right at the top left corner of the end zone, and it's a man defense pushing behind. As I told you, Valentini's really got it from the back to avoid any hack on his cuts. Valentini looking for the dump to Santarini. Santarini again for Valentini. Valentini to Vici. Facing upline to Giuliani. Giuliani to Fabri, Valentini, Santarini now with the disc on his right, on the left pitch, and Giuliani completely free. Emilia, not a lot of energy left, I can tell you by the defense.
Yeah, I think the heat is starting to catch up with people. The alcohol that they may have consumed over the last 3 days starting to sweat out. I don't know. I do think this BBK just need it. They had an injection of absolute energy when there was that amazing layout grab. They need someone to make a play to get them to rally. It's 9-7, just under 5 minutes left. Games have a cap. Once the hooter goes, you play that point and add 1. So there's every possibility this could come back to Universe. I'm absolutely gunning for it to go to Universe. Those are our favorite games to call.
So, 9-7. I said before the pool that BBK was my favorite to win because of both my teammates in it, but I really do believe they can pull this off.
We all knew it was going to be close, and it is playing to be incredibly close.
Wow.
BBK just slightly behind now. They got to slot this in and then start putting out some big D-lines.
Itai for Bavia Mancinelli looking up the line. Nobody there. Itai back into the center, squaring up to the end zone. Nothing. Olivieri under looking for Rossi, but getting the reset to Itai. Itai now for Mancinelli looking deep. They want to stop his flick, his best throw. So they're doing a force middle kind of defense. Yeah, it's a force middle. They're calling the back and forth, but they managed to break. And now no flick for Mancinelli. Oh, Olivieri got that. This too. That guy has glue on his hand. Mancinelli really loves the inside, the break side throws. Olivieri again. This defense is working. They're keeping the offense on this line, and the passes are going up. Olivieri looking to resolve it, but find the calmness to pass it to Rossi. Bavia now. Bavia waving off Rossi now, pushing it too much, and maybe Tai lost a step on that bid. and it's calling an injury.
Yeah, I think just slipped on the sand. You can almost see the foot come out behind him. I think if that sand monster hadn't taken a bite then, that would have been a goal. A lovely throw, well weighted, but just unfortunate. That's kind of the best thing about sand and the worst thing at the sand, which is it's soft beneath your feet, but it's also soft beneath your feet. You never really know what it's going to do, how it's going to respond to where you put your feet down.
Yeah, Itai going out because of the whiplash with the sand. He just really lost a foot and in the coordination, and then just flat belly onto the hard sand, full speed. Now he needs to catch a break. And Tal Osri is coming up on his behalf. Fabri waving off the deep first cut, now looking to reset. Nice throw for Valentini. Valentini fake, Zava faking it and sending it to Valentini, that is slinging it deep.
Oh, great defensive pressure. Nearly takes a ride on him afterwards.
And Santarini gets the job done. Fabri gets the job done against Bavia. And we have a 10-7. Literally looks like Bronx is slowly opening this defensive box called BBK.
Yeah, the Bronx definitely starting to step away now with the time being called over. What's going to happen now is this point will be played out, and then it's that +1. So it will either be game to 11 or game to 12, depending on who scores next.
Santarini here being a bit naughty. He tried to step over Allen Iverson style, but Bavia was quick enough to jump on his feet and avoid an embarrassment on the celebration.
The Bronx then, disc in hand, ready to pull the final 2 points. Well, I say final 2 points. It could still go all the way to Universe. There's not necessarily a hard cap here on the beach. So if BBK wanted enough, they slot in this offensive hold and then get some breaks going, they could take the dub.
They might. I hope so.
Chopo not biased at all, but rooting for BBK. The youngins, the younger ones anyway.
I'm rooting for the show. The big show. And now, Mancinelli to Bulgarelli. Bulgarelli to Osri. Osri looking up. Nobody. Resetting to Olivieri. Crashing in. Bulgarelli. Bulgarelli to Osri. Osri looking deep. Sending it deep. Nice flick. And Mancinelli all alone. Getting the score on De Luca. Giova.
You can tell that the sun is catching up.
Yeah.
After that goal, I don't know if you heard it for those watching at home, there was a very polite, almost golf clap from the audience. No cheers, just a single set of claps.
Tennis style.
Very Tennessee, and you can see Bronx player just turned to the crowd then and gave it a fist pump, said, come on, we want to hear from you. Want to hear them shouting. So you see a couple of replays from the last few points showing that's a beautiful throw into the end zone, well received. It's 10-8 here in Bronx's favour. Game to 11. Anything is possible, but just kind of depends which team is willing to bend the knee, I think. The Bronx, if they come out absolutely chomping, there's no reason why they could not break the Bronx 3 times in a row. The Bronx are just as tired as they are. They just got to believe it, keep pushing, keep willing the win, as we see a really nice pull from the BBK side.
Fabri. They communicated that the game is to 11, obviously, right now. And Valentini getting the disc out right on the sideline for Vici. Vici asking for the reset. Nobody's there. And now Santarini getting that disc. Fundamental ender. Giuliani now looking deep after the stumbling catch. Now Valentini all alone, ready to set up this offense again. Valentini again all alone, giving the backhand break to Santarini. Santarini looking ahead, and Caismate almost getting it around, and the pressure helped him because Giuliani just made a mistake, turning it over on an open side pass.
I think what could have happened there is the Bronx player could have definitely called a foul.
Look at that. Yeah, but I mean, it was a play on kind of situation.
It was, but I think maybe just the disruption.
Santarini getting the disc and pushing away Fabri. He was still celebrating the D, but don't celebrate too early. Fabri putting it deep to Giuliani, and Giuliani getting this win. And we're done with the open final. Cota Bronx got the best on the younglings, on the young blood. And you see there are people on their knees, really either sad or destroyed by the fatigue of the weekend and the happiness of having to finish in a final in the arena. Now, it's everything from me, Giovanni Cioppo Santucci. It was a pleasure to conduct you into this game. With me was Amila Durbin. See you soon with the real mixed final that will see Bling against Italy mixed. See ya!
Don't know how to forget you. I can't forget you. You're always on my mind. I do the things that I should do, so I can't forget, but you're always on my mind. Thought you'd be gone by tomorrow, but you're still there tomorrow, and the next day, the next day. I wish I wouldn't remember how you make me feel better in the best ways. When I lay down at night, I miss you by my side, telling me about your secrets. I dream and fantasize that I come by your house, telling you about my.
Thanks.
Yeah, ultimate.
ULTI.TV.
I don't know how to forget you. I can't forget you. You're always on my mind. I do the things that I should do, so I can't forget, but you're always on my mind. Thought you'd be gone by tomorrow, but you're still there tomorrow, and the next day, the next day. I wish I wouldn't remember how you make me feel better in the best ways, the best ways. I know why we say goodbye, but can we turn that bye into hello?